Once people know you're good at this, money will find you. All right, let's do this very last one, and then we'll wrap it up. Freddie Flipper found a deal on a fixer in Vista for $173,000. That's about right. That's where Freddie should be playing. Plus some closing costs, $2,500. His total repairs were $36,000, so it's a pretty good fixer. His holding costs were $750 for taxes, insurance, utilities, vacancies, everything else you can think of, plus debt service. What does that mean? He's got to pay for a loan, right? He's got to service the mortgage on it. He got a hard money loan from these guys that, do that kind of stuff. There's a couple of them here in the room. For $150,000. So they went pretty hard. They must like the numbers. 12% plus 5 points. That's pretty typical for hard money. He brought enough cash to close, meaning down payment, closing costs, points, and he's going to carry the repairs. It took him 5 months to sell it, but he got $285,000 for the house at closing. Okay? So, scroll down. What's the question here? Freddie's resale costs were 8% of the sales price. How much did he actually make? Net, net, net. After all said and done and the dust disappeared, how much did Freddie the Flipper actually make? Let's run this real quick. We got about 10 minutes, we'll wrap up. So let's do this.
What are the total costs for this property? What do you start with? Price of the property.
Plus.
Okay, so here's the price, which is how much? 173. What were the closing costs? So closing, 2,500.
People forget that part of it. They use their contract price and forget closing costs.
Yes.
That's going to hurt.
What's another cost? Repairs. How much was that? 36,000. That's a significant amount of repair.
Even repair, it's a hard fixer.
Oh, what's another cost? Holding cost. How much is the holding cost? How do you determine the holding cost? 5 months. And $750 a month, $3,750. $2,750.
By the way, this is exactly what you do to calculate a flip. This is
Yep.
exactly what you do.
Exactly. And what few people get right.
Yeah, exactly.
What's another cost? Loan fee. Points. How much is that? 5 points. What is 1 point? 1% of the loan amount. So 5 points is 5% of how much? The 150 hard money
Not his
loan.
purchase price, just what they loaned him. The hard money lender would love to get 5 points on contract price, but it's really on what he loaned.
What's another fee? Cost. What, I heard over here.
The down payment.
No. Somebody said something else over here.
What happens every month?
Insurance. Loan servicing.
You got to make a payment every month to your hard money lender, interest only, right?
And how much is that? It's 12%. What's our rule of thumb for 12%?
On top of the
1% per month. So 150,000, you knock off the last 2 zeros. So 1,500 a month. How many months? 5 total.
Dora had a question about holding costs versus debt service. Holding costs were $750. That was for insurance, tax, utilities, water, garden service, not debt service. It can't be $750 on a 12% loan for $150,000. Just top of my head knows that if it was $750, I'd be borrowing more money at 12%. It can't be. It's too low. Okay? So it has to be debt service on top of that.
Are there any other costs, Zach? Thank you. I'm going to say resale closing costs.
Resale.
We're
gonna lump all that together to make it easy on you. There's commissions to the realtors, there's title and escrow fees, some credits to the buyers, whatever else they need. I'm gonna lump it together for sake of time, 8%. Okay?
More like 9.
total. How much is that total up to?
How much was the resale closing
As
cost?
soon as I get the pen out, I'll tell you.
How much was the resale closing cost?
I got
8% of the resale.
now.
Of what? 8% of what number? It's a good point.
And we got closing costs. 8% of what number?
Which number?
ARV.
The ARV. Selling
So to get the 8%, 285,000 times 8%.
less 8%.
Times 2.
Yes,
For the
less,
closing.
yes,
Total
less
closing.
8%.
And I come up with $253,050.
Okay. So that's how much Freddie Flipper is out, vaporizes before he gets a penny, right? Freddie's not very good at this, by the way. He doesn't go to FIBI. Freddie went through some of those 60 grand coaching programs.
Okay, what's the sales price? $285,000. What's the total costs? What's his profit, which is the difference? What is it? Profit.
He made some money. I mean, it wasn't the best deal we've ever seen,
$950.
but it certainly isn't anything to brag about for the amount of risk and trouble and time.
Let me take it one step further. His return on his investment. You take the profit, $31,950. You divide it by the total amount of cash you put into it. The total amount of cash you put into it are everything except the resale costs.
Except for the 150.
Well, he had more out.
No, so he has to pay
The down payment,
the
you didn't
150,
include the down
and the
payment.
resale cost is the 150, and that totals up to $80,250 out of pocket cash.
This is like cash on cash return.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
Internal rate of return, give it whatever name you want.
So if you take
IRR.
$31,950 divided by his $80,250 cash that you put into the deal, times 100%, you come up with 39.81%.
Not bad.
Return on investment. Is that bad? Is that good?
Keep it in the ballgame.
Wait a minute. This happened in only 5 months. So if you were to make that annualized,
Let's just double it and make the math easy. Isn't it about 80% a year?
well, it comes out to almost 100. It's 95, almost 95.5%.
Bill, can you repeat the number again? How much cash out of pocket?
Cash out of pocket was $80,250.
Well, let's back up and see how he did here. If he made 31, how did he do on this number? His total cost versus that, how do you do? Somebody bang that one out. Divide 31,950 into 253 and let's see how he did. Terry, how did you do? 12.63? Huh? 12.63? So this investment, he walked away with 12.63 in 5 months total if he had done it all cash. So he would have made 30% a year. That's why flippers make so much darn money, but they have to be repetitive, always in motion. If they're not flipping, their return is 0. But if they can sustain this, even at those weak numbers, you still make a lot of money at the end of the day. That's why guys at the trustee sales still do it. Right, TJ? You guys don't have great returns, but man, you guys do a lot of them, and it works out to where at the end of the year you actually make money, assuming you don't make a big colossal mistake and buy a second or something silly. Right? Does it pay? That's why there's so many people down there with cash.